My main goal is to make sure that people have the knowledge so that they can succeed in being prepared for them and their families. I think that's going to be a very crucial thing this coming year. And we got to get started now, because we have to make sure that we are trying our best. We're trying to get out there. We're trying to do everything that we can do to make life a little bit easier. We have to really take a look at the big picture. That's what I really want to talk about tonight. I'm going to come up with something this week, and the video will be coming out on Thursday. And it's kind of like a challenge, but it's more for a lot of new preppers or people that are really tight on a budget. And I'm going to show you what you can do with $10 a week, and how you can slowly start building a stockpile and having an emergency backup, having some food put away in case, Lord only knows what could happen. If we go into a recession, if, the dollar bill is teetering back and forth, the stock market is up and down, nothing is stable right now. Nothing is stable right now, unless you got money to buy gold, or if you want to put your money in silver. That's about it. There is nothing that is really taking place right now that makes any sense. A lot of this stuff, we all probably sit back and just shake our head, because it's like, what are they doing up there in DC? We just forked out another, how many billions of dollars to Ukraine for aid. We have thousands of people coming across the border in the South. Somebody's got to be paying for that. And this country is just in turmoil right now. Rent prices, at least here in Florida. Now, you guys can all comment on what your rent prices and stuff are in your area. But down here in Florida, rent prices are just, forget it. People can't afford it. There's just no way. A 1-bedroom apartment's running you like between $1,200 and $1,500 a month, especially if you're going over towards around the Orlando, Kissimmee area where Disney and all that kind of stuff is. The prices, if you want to rent say a 3-bedroom home, not an apartment, a home, you're looking at anywhere between $2,100 and $2,500 a month in rent. And then you got to pay your own utilities and everything else. And people just can't afford it. The prices of food have gone up over 11% a year to date, and the prices are still going up. Chicken's still rising. Eggs are out of this control. I did see a report where they said red meat did go down about 1.5%. Big deal, right? This boat it's just filling up with water here, folks. And we got too many holes in this boat. And until we can start patching some of these holes in this country and start taking back our country and get it back in line with where it really needs to be, the founding principles of this country. We're too divided right now. Everything is a division. And we as preppers, we have to make sure that we are paying attention to these things. And we have to make sure that we are looking out for our families. You have to, it's a give and take at this point in time. It's what they call survival of the fittest. We have to make sure that we're making good quality decisions with our money and what we can do. We have to make sure that we are doing our part. We have to make sure that what we are doing makes sense, and how we are spending our money, we have to do that very wisely at this point. Now, I'm no money manager or nothing like that, okay? But a lot of this is common sense, all right? Now, a lot of you out there were probably raised like me. It was instilled in us from the time you were born, basically, all right? You really sit back and think about what we are doing with our time. You know, time is very, very precious. Now, in your time, you may have to go to work. You know, maybe you work 40 hours a week, maybe you work more. But then you have your time where you have to start balancing out your time so that in the end, you can turn around and you are allotting time for prepping, allotting time to make your plans as far as things you have, things you may need, and emergency plans, all this different types of stuff, but it all takes time. And you have to have a goal. All right. Your goal is what you're going to be basing a lot of your prepping on. You want to start off with a realistic goal. If you're just beginning right now, you want to start off and you want to say, I want to have 3-week supply of food in my house. Now you can run that as a working pantry. So as you use things, you rotate your stock. It's very simple to do at that point in time because it's a working pantry. So you're running it just like you would a grocery store. You know, the can that's in the front, that's the first one you use. The one in the back is the one that has the furthest out date, and that's the one you just bought. So that's very easy to do. Once you start getting past that 3 months, then it starts getting a little bit more interesting and it gets a little bit harder. And we have to really think about a few key points in prepping. Number one, your financial situation. Number two, what is your goal? And number three, how are you going to succeed at that goal, being if you have limitations on your financial situation? We, as preppers, have to really always be thinking one step ahead of everything else. We have to try to imagine what is going to be happening in the future because none of us know what the future holds. You know, we have all these different type of scenarios and all these people that say they are experts and everything else, and they're making predictions. It's a prediction. They can't tell us when it's going to happen. They can't tell us when maybe the bottom's going to fall out of the housing market. They can't tell us when all these jobs that they're quoting that are going to happen, that people are going to lose, when it's going to happen. It's going to start now.